conversation again. I'm telling you, they have the worst French fries in all of fast food. Yeah, well, they don't make them right. No, they cut them, they throw them right in the grease. They don't blanch them. They don't twice fry. I gotta go. Hi, and welcome to another Trippy Food Tales from the Vaults. Today we go back to January of 2012 when Eddie Lin and I attended a dinner of the LA Gastronauts at Villains Tavern in Los Angeles, California. It was curated by chefs Jeff Thomas and Peter Haller, and basically what they were doing a Cajun-style dinner, but the guest of honor was nutria. And as it turns out, they had some extra nutria that they hadn't cooked up, whole skinned nutria. And so Eddie and I took it back to Eddie's place where we cooked it up and ate it. So the ensuing video is of us cooking that up and our first take at what we thought of nutria. So enjoy, and we'll catch you later. Good boy, good boy, good boy.
Okay, so we just procured this nutria from Chef Jeff Thompson, and he's from New Orleans. Nutria is basically, if you don't know, it's a big swamp rodent, and they've been trying to eradicate it in New Orleans because it's an invasive species from South America. Originally there to serve some purpose. Anyway, nutria is very hard to procure. Once you procure,
harder to clean.
Yeah, harder to clean. But once you get it, you gotta basically shave it, because there's a lot of stray hairs, and no matter how good you think it is, been de-haired, there seems to be a strand or two. So that's what we're doing right now.
We're taking off what the chef called the silver skin.
Yeah, this is the silver skin.
And hopefully if we remove most of that, we'll get most of the hairs.
And I basically just quartered it. I cut off the hind portion of it. This portion right here is the back, the spine. And there's a decent amount of meat on it, but
we have the hindquarters here.
Most of the good stuff is on the hind. So once this is done, we're gonna basically braise it in this pot right here, and we want it to be very basically seasoned. It's going to be some oil, put some garlic in. We're going to sear the meat. Then we're going to put in some red wine, maybe some salt and pepper, and then cover it with some water, and then lower the heat and braise it for 2.5–3 hours. And then after that, it's done.
And it's ratatouille time.
Ratatouille, literally. All right, see you on the flip side.
Well, here's what's left of the back, and then we have this searing. What are you using, Eddie?
Grapeseed oil and garlic. So we're going to brown it a little bit. See when nice and brown right there. And hopefully it does serve two purposes. Hopefully it browns it, and hopefully it singes any leftover hairs. like this. Yeah, those are hairs. So, okay, we browned our last piece, and so if you can see into the pan here, we got all these little bits, and those are good because that's what we're gonna use for the braise. And basically, we're gonna deglaze. And that means, it's just a fancy word to mean to get those little bits up, and we're going to use some...
But we want to use fancy words when we're cooking a rat, right?
So we're going to use some nice chewed buck chuck here, Cabernet Sauvignon. And then going to pour our... it's not that much wine, it was about a quarter of a bottle.
This looks like something we drink.
So we're just going to kind of scrape up all those little good bits from the meat and from the garlic. And again, we're trying to use very little as far as seasoning, just kind of the minimal stuff so we can get most of the flavor from this meat. And just going to put some water and salt and pepper and wait 2.5–3 hours.
Yum.
Put the meat back. and then I'm going to put some water in to cover. The nutria has been covered. There's basically red wine, salt, pepper, and water. And now it's just going to simmer. We're trying to bring it up to a boil at this point, and once it reaches a boil, turn it down to a very low flame, so it's simmering for 2.5 to 3 hours. At which point we'll stop the cooking, have it rest for maybe a half hour, and it'll be ready to eat.
Eddie, looking at this, do you get the feeling like we put the nutria back in the bayou?
It looks like, yeah, it looks like it's actually back in the water treatment plant. It looks like
where they sourced it from.
Yeah.
All right, bon appetit.
Alrighty, about 2.5 hours have just elapsed. Wow, looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah, nice dark color.
Mm-hmm. Nice dark color. Looks like it's cooked, but we're gonna kind of cut into it. I think, you know what, this is not a good piece to cut into because
why don't you get one?
But it's very tender.
Why don't you get one of the hindquarters?
Yeah, let me get a hindquarter here. Here we go. It looks great. I think it looks fantastic. And
I like the color, although we can probably attribute that to the wine.
Really tender. It is amazingly tender. I can tell and it's cooked.
Let's eat it.
Okay, now we didn't prepare any kind of gravy because we basically want to taste it as it is. So if you want to grab that bit and tell me what you think.
Oh wow. Well, completely different
Yeah.
taste and texture than we ate in the restaurant. It's still mild. It's still not anything crazy or.
Would you say it's like pork-like or chicken-like or beef-like or?
It's more of
Like a
it's
mutton?
more of a red, like a mammal. It's definitely a mammal, taste and texture and everything than chicken. It definitely does not taste like chicken. It's like a really mellow. Well, hang on. There's this flavor that comes in afterwards, kind of like a woody, almost smoky flavor. But nothing musky, nothing offensive or anything. That's really good. You gotta have some of this.
Cool. So success, you think?
Success.
Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.